All right, we're back at it. Now what we're doing, putting the bracket, the shifter bracket bushings. We are trying to do the hard lines today, but the car's still hot and we have to wait for that to cool down so we don't get burned by the brake rotors. And then I gotta change the clamp on my cold side or hot side because he blew out again since the ones that I had last time. You can see it right there. He's like sticking out kind of next to the radiator. Since the ones that I bought last time, the Depo clamps were a little too big, so he blew out on me. And because it's before the intercooler sensor, I'm getting a check engine light, so we're gonna try and knock down as much as possible. And all this gunk I'm gonna try and clean, because all of my batteries do that apparently for no damn reason. So all right, already halfway started here.
I was gonna tell you that you're stoning your batteries are stoners too.
Yeah, the batteries are stoners, that's why. And then you can see all that slop on the shifter cable, and I'm not even putting a lot of pressure, just very little. All that moves, we're gonna get rid of that stuff. I did see that most people recommend taking this off. I was halfway there and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that, that's too much. So just make sure to always plug in your sensors back and all that stuff, and you should be good to go. We'll come back with an update. All right, so we kind of split the work. Got one over here taking off the bracket at the bottom, and this will happen. You'll drop tools on there into the abyss. So but I did, we had to take it off anyways. We had to take off the bottom tray because I gotta fix this stupid thing, which I also found on there. Thankfully it didn't cause any damage and flew somewhere where it's not supposed to. Now that that's off, yeah, we just gotta replace those stupid rubber bushings with some what is it, titanium or whatever the hell they are. They're not titanium, they're you get it, metal, aluminum shape brackets from FSWERKS. If you need the part, there it is. Basically my car has a bunch of FSWERKS stuff. They're local to me, they're like 15 minutes away from my place. Getting the tune pretty soon, and I might actually go with them. I'm not sure, I gotta talk to them a little bit. And yeah, this is the wrong one because this is a 2 3/4 at the smallest. I thought that was at the biggest, so that's why it kept blowing off. So now that we have this, we just gotta clean that up, and by then we'll be able to get the new lines on there, which I'm pretty excited for because that's the only thing that was lacking on my car, especially out in the canyons. Boiling the fluid and the lines expanding too much, I will lose pressure on the way down, which is not fun, especially not knowing if you're gonna make it or not. So yeah, once we get that going, we'll come right back. Still pretty hot. So we got those on, kind of dark, but you can kind of see them right there, without any hot glue, without anything like that, because this dude is a bad motherfucker. All we gotta do now is time them. I mean, pure coincidence that I gotta fix my charge pipe and I had to take the bottom bracket off. But heads up, if you actually take off your under tray, you can reach this thing, the back bolt, very easily, and you can put it on and off really easily. You just have to reach to the left of the downpipe, if that makes sense. If you ever done the downpipe, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're almost there with that. Just gotta put this thing. Oh, and another thing, had to buy this stupid kit from AutoZone because apparently no car parts place sells clamps bigger than 2 1/4. So this one has a 3 to 2 1/2. I'm gonna try these on. I know most people recommend the T clamps.
Or we're gonna head out to Home Depot.
Or we're going to Home Depot, one of the two. But I know most people recommend the T clamps, but from what I read, like, these should be good enough, and there's a reason why Ford gives you these clamps with the stock one, because they should be more than enough. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna bought this thing for like 10 bucks just for the clamps, because I have no clue what this is for. So it's coupler kit for what? No clue. So all right, we're almost there. All right, so we're all set. We decided not to do the brakes this weekend just because it's already late. It's hot, it's like 100 degrees out. We're missing some stuff. And what the hell is that? It's a cricket.
The homie, little cricket.
So yeah, we just fixed the hose, the charge pipe hose. We put the bracket, and oh my god, what a difference that is. So much, like, oh shit, there you go. So much direct. It's not really, still wobbles, yeah. Still wobbles, but that's from the shifter here, not from the bracket, and the wobbles a lot less. But oh my god, the shifts are so direct.
You dropped all the viewers?
Yeah, I dropped everybody, dropped all 50 people here. So yeah, we're missing some stuff for the lines that we can go get right now. But like I said, it's late, it's hot, we're tired, we haven't ate, and we got the munchies, bro. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna call this a stoner garage from now on. So yeah, next Sunday we're gonna throw them on, which means another Sunday where I don't get to go to the canyons because of little things here and there. But oh well, next time I go out it should be a lot better. So till next time.
Much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Cool. So like always, starting this video halfway into us working on it. We got the car jacked up, so what we're gonna do, and this is for the brake lines over here, it's for, and I'm also doing the pads. I just realized today I need to actually do the rears too, but basically we're gonna put the lines first at the front just because we have way more room than at the back to work on it. Once we figure out how to do it properly, coming to the back on a tighter space is not gonna be that much difficult anymore. And you can see my rear pads right there. Definitely need to change those pretty soon, so I'm gonna have to order those probably today and come back and just install them. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I already changed the charge pipe hose clamps. Got rid of these whole janky things and put the actual T-bolt ones. Got a new filter too because the other one was beat. Highly recommend this one over the green filter. Is AEM dry filter. Fits perfectly right there on the groove. You can see it because my old green filter, the cap couldn't fit on it. This screw wouldn't go all the way through, but this one no problem. I just haven't put the cap on it because I'm gonna have to take all this stuff. I want to clean the bay, just make it look nicer, even though I really don't care. But I just hate looking at all this jacked up plastic. When I bought it new, all these plastics, including the engine cover, had like this tacky like residue on it, and that's why it got all nasty like that. But never fixed it, but now for some reason I want to do it. So yeah. All right, so a little quick update. Rear lines definitely take off the entire assembly. It's just gonna be easier unless you have like really small wrenches to go back there. But pretty straightforward, same thing as the other one. And yeah, here are the pads. You can see them right there. They are basically gone, which I didn't know. There's a little bit of crack in the middle there because it's basically non-existent. Funny enough, these make no noise, but the front ones do make a little bit of noise, and by a little I mean a lot. Also, I got a groove right here on the rotor, so I'll probably end up swapping these out down the road. They're not bad, they still brake fine. They're just gonna be loud because of this, and you're gonna feel maybe some vibration on the pedal, which I don't, but I wouldn't be surprised now that I have these and I'm changing to a new pad that I'll get those vibrations now. Also, this pad, actually, I could still run it, but I just don't like being that low. I say that as I'm holding this pad that's basically gone. But yeah, we're just gonna make a quick run to the store once we finish the other two, and here they are. And where's the stock one? Yeah, we went from this little crappy thing to a much nicer much nicer line. They fit the same. Only difference is, like I said, at the back is this like clamp thing or like holder for the line. The rear one has one that just slides in place. It just goes into the bracket. That gets replaced, and basically, watch your head. It goes into the screw right here. That's why you have that thing. It goes into that, and he holds it. Pretty cool. So once with these lines changed, getting new pads. Well, he's working on the other side. I'm gonna be working on changing the pads on this side, front, rear, and then once he's done on that side, I'm gonna change front, rear as well. And then at the end, we'll bleed the system, and then go out for a test drive, see how it feels. Probably won't feel that much of a difference at the beginning, but once I drive hard and, you know, put it through the paces, having that pedal feel is gonna be nice. So yeah, we'll be right back. All right, passenger side is done. We got the rear and the front. These are the lines right here. This kit is from FSWERKS. I believe when I bought it, it was around 90 bucks for all 4 corners. So the cheapest one I could find anywhere. Still the same quality, very similar to the Motul one, very similar to, there's another company, I forget which one it is, but same thing. I mean, steel braided lines. The only thing different between those companies and this one is just the little bushing here to hold the line. Very straightforward at the front, and then at the back we had to take this off. Like I said, it's better if you take off the whole thing. I don't think there's any light here. Let me get this, and yeah, it just goes back there, and from back there, like I said, this little bushing thing to hold it, it's different. You just take off that bracket where the other one slides into, and then you just put this one in there instead. Connect everything back here. What we did have to do, and we are gonna have to do on all 4 corners, is put a washer in between the C-clip and the line, because just C-clip by itself, this thing rattles and moves, which is not gonna fall off or anything, but I don't want to have any rattles on this car. So aside from that, it fits perfect. Once I test it out, we'll see if it was worth it. So yeah, probably like another hour or so before we can test it out. All right, another update here. As you can see, this is the front. We ended up taking it off just because the shitty caliper compressor kit from AutoZone we rented this. We put it on here to compress the piston back. It got stuck on there, and since we're gonna change the line anyways, we just decided, fuck it, let's take it all off. Take off the compressor thing, the plate. We ran into a little issue back here where this line was leaking. We finished doing this line. We went out to get some food and get the pads for the rear. We came back, he noticed there's a puddle down there of brake fluid. Come back out and take a look at it. Turns out that it's leaking at the top. The thread was coming out. Let me see if I can find the other one, but basically it wasn't threaded all the way in. That's why it was leaking. So basically with this one, it was like that much thread still outside, like actually right about there, and I threaded more. Just kind of have to force it, which doesn't feel right, but I forced it. Now the thread is up to there where it's I don't know if you can see that, but right there where it's slick, or it's all smooth. So this thing needs to go all the way in, sit all the way in. If it doesn't sit in all the way, it's gonna start leaking like it did. And yeah, I waited a good 20 minutes before we moved on to put on the rest of the stuff back on. Hasn't leaked since, so I think it was just a matter of tying it a little bit more. And as you can see here, we have this the little oil can or catch can, whatever you want to call that, ready to move on to this one. We have the new pads up at the front. Unfortunately, some of you might be familiar with the issue for the brake pad size, but SE, ST, RS, and SEL, whatever, they all use different size pads. They gave me these, which to me immediately I was like, these are too small, but it turns out they are exactly the same size. It's just, as you can see right here, just, you know, on these Duralast garbage AutoZone ones, it tapers in a little bit, whereas this one, yeah, I checked it up with some. Whereas these right here, they come all the way out, so there's more contact, more surface contact with these, versus these, they just taper inside a little bit. And since these are the rears, and honestly I'm gonna have to change these like in a month or two anyways, because I don't like these. I was gonna go back and return them and get the right ones, but it's AutoZone, they're not gonna have anything nice. Keep these for now, run them maybe for a month, maybe see what they do. If they run fine, then I'm just gonna keep them there until they run out, and then get some hawks for the rears. Or I might just, you know, don't like them in a week or two and get the hawks and put the rears on. But we just got that side left. Gotta bleed the system. Also make sure that this never runs out of fluid. You don't want to get a bunch of air on your line, because then you're gonna be, you can get the air out, but it's gonna take forever. So always keep an eye on it. This one's a little low, so I'm gonna have to put some more. I'm using the Motul RV 600 DOT4 fluid, which pretty good. You just gotta change it like every 6 months or so. That's the only bad part, but other than that, almost there, almost there. All right, we're almost done now. For a little tire, what's the temperature, like 100, 98, 97, 98, 100, whatever, big difference. We're a little dehydrated, but there you go. Line's finally in. This one finally stopped leaking. It was leaking back here. We figured out why. We fixed it. Well, I fixed it, and we did the same procedure on the other one. Went so much smoother. So basically it's easier to take off the whole assembly, take it out, loosen it up, tighten, put the new one on, and then put the assembly back on the rotor. That way you have no leaks and you don't cross thread the insert. Other than that, what we have left to do is to there's some liquid in there still. What we have left is just bleed the system, and we should be good to go. Pretty happy with it. I wish we didn't have to do it, but we did. And then ended up putting those cheap Duralast pads at the back, but like I said, only for a month at most, and then I'm gonna get the real deal and swap those out. Also, I gotta buy a caliper tool, because this one, even though it works, it sucks. It's a lot of work for something that should be very simple. And yeah, other than that, these caliper or the rotors are good. A little bit of grooving right here, but they still work, so I'm gonna change them down the road, but not yet. All right, now we're on the last step. It's been like, I don't know, we started like at 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock now. We're just bleeding the system. We started with the farthest one, which is the passenger rear. Everything looked good. Lines coming out clean. We're putting new fluid, as you can see over there, or kind of not, but we're using new fluid. That's all there's left to do. Once we do that, we can finally test it out. Also test out, make sure the clamps for the downpipe, or not the downpipe, the intercooler don't come out.
Turn it off for a little bit. The fan's blowing all the fucking oil.
Yeah, but now the AC is not working, man. You're trying to kill me.
Shut up, I'm the one outside.
Whose car is this again? But yeah, once we test it out, make sure the clamps don't blow off for the intercooler, because Jesus Christ, it's been like a nightmare. It's not difficult, but it's tedious to do, and at home I really don't have the space. I've done it a few times, but it's annoying, and if I want to do it with all the tools, all the space, I have to come all the way out here. And number one, I don't like coming all the way out here just for that, and number two, people got stuff to do, so it's not like they're just on standby for me. Probably next time I see you guys will be when we're test driving this thing, and hopefully everything goes fine. So far no leaks out of any of the lines, so we should be good to go pretty soon.